afternoon, good morning, good evening to everyone. Hope you are well. Do we have someone there? Is someone there with us? Today is the 15th of January, the year 2023, when we're going to be introducing the Marete Talkseat Marete show, which is a GBV talk show. So I would like to invite you, to welcome you, and to request you to kindly share on your pages, share this live stream on other groups, invite more people so that we can be able to create this GBV awareness all together. As we all know, GBV is a monster worldwide that is taking life, that is leaving most families frustrated, disappointed, and damaged. And not unless we join hands together as people, then we'll continue having GBV molest the whole world. I feel it's the high time we do something. I feel it's the high time we come up with more strategies on how to eradicate this monster that we call GBV. Welcome, 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 welcome on board. My names are Kilen Marete, born and raised in a small village called Murathankari in Meru County, Kenya. Kenya is a country in East Africa. I reside in Denmark. I've been in Denmark for the last 6 years. This is where I learned my small cleaning company, and I work in the same cleaning company, and I'm the founder of the Marete Global Rescue Foundation. I am the founder of the Marete Talkseat. I am a gospel artist, an upcoming one, and I'm here today to say welcome as we introduce the Marete Talkseat. I'm a global goodwill ambassador appointed by the National Council of Kenya, popularly known as NGO, Council of Kenya, which is a statutory national umbrella that brings together all the international and local NGOs registered in Kenya. As you continue joining, please keep inviting more people, keep sharing this show live stream on your pages, on different groups, so that we can have more people to come on board and understand more about GBV. I, as Kilen Marete, and as a national global ambassador of GBV, I identify GBV cases, I raise awareness of GBV matters and conducting of dialogues. I work closely in the community, national, region, and global partners to fight GBV. I act as a first responder to victims of GBV. I also offer containment services of abused children and adults globally. Welcome, welcome, welcome as you join us. Welcome. I'm so happy to have you all here. As I always call you my kings and my queens. And I'm happy that today is the day that we're gonna start this journey together. This is a journey that I can't do alone. I can't. As much as I would love to, I can't do it alone. So we have to join hands all together, come on board and fight this monster. As I mentioned earlier, if we don't do that, then we're gonna continue crying. We're gonna continue having those news all over the channels. We're gonna continue mourning and bailing our mothers, our fathers, our children, and our relatives. So the more we share, the more we get more audience, and the more people get to understand more of GBV. I would like to talk about the origin of the Malete Talkseat and the reason behind this show. As I mentioned earlier, I'm born in Kenya, in East Africa, and when we were growing up, my parents, or rather my father, used to abuse my mother so much. All along, I knew that it was not right. But as a child, I had no say. As a child, I had no power over what was happening. It is something that affected me and my siblings so much that we grew up with that child trauma. At times my mom could leave and come back. And I would ask myself, why can't she just go and never come back again? But then for the love of our children, she found herself going back. So that maybe we could go to school, or some other reasons. And when I grew up with the same child trauma. And the time came and I got married. And I got married to this amazing man. And I moved from Kenya to Denmark. Life was good. Life was beautiful. My marriage was beautiful. But things started changing. One thing that happens when someone is an abuser, they cannot pretend for a while. But later, they change. Later, they show their true colors. And of course, his true colors came. It wasn't easy for me being in a foreign land with no other family apart from him as my family. And here I was going through abuse. I never had physical abuse. Mine was emotional, it was financial, and it was sexual. I had no right to say no to sex if I didn't feel like. And of course I knew it was not right. And I knew it was unacceptable. And I could not condone what my mother condoned then. I couldn't. But again, back in my mind as an immigrant, I came here through this man. And the moment you divorce a person, you came or you moved to a different country and you divorce your partner, then you stand to be deported by the immigration of that particular country. I won't talk about several countries, but I'll talk about the country I'm in, Denmark. They are very strict when it comes to immigration rules, and immediately you divorce your husband, for some reasons, you are supposed to be sent out of the country. However, if you divorce your husband or your wife because of GBV cases of violence any type, then you stand a chance to remain in that country as you are supposed to be protected by the government. Of course, I knew I would be deported. Something would happen and maybe I would be asked to leave the country. But then this was not about having the residence permit to stay in Denmark. This was about me. This was about my happiness. This was about my tomorrow. And one day I sat down and I said, enough is enough. Then I wasn't working. I was going to school to learn the language. And along the way, I had to look for something to do first before I could move out. Because of course expenses are there. You have to pay bills. You don't have parents that you say, I'm going to live with my parents, I'm going to live with my siblings. No. Here you have to cater for yourself. So I had to make sure that first I had to strategize on my exit, and I worked on my exit plan. Time came and I left. And that was the time that I realized that I needed to do something. I needed to do something. Because many people are in those marriages for different reasons. There are people who are holding in bad situationship, bad relationships, bad marriages because of the fear of unknown. What will they say? Others, their parents, they are like, no, you have to keep trying. You have to keep trying. You cannot keep trying if it's not working. And that's why I keep telling you guys, when you see on the post that I make, I always keep mentioning you should choose you. You should love you. You should prioritize you. And you should be your first opinion. Forget about what will the society say. What will people say? What will the church say? What will blah, blah, blah? Forget about all that. Are you happy? If you are not happy, then you are not supposed to be there. What should you do? Many people are in those marriages, those relationships, because they don't even know what is going on. They don't even know if they are being abused. You say no to sex. He or she want to push you to do it, pushing your boundaries. And you think, I think he loves me. No, baby, he doesn't. He's pushing your limits. He's pushing your boundaries, which is unacceptable. You should not let anyone push your limits. You should not let anyone abuse your human rights. So, what do you know about GBV? How do you understand GBV? How do you take GBV? What is GBV to begin with? Do you know that? Then, if you don't know, and if you know and you'd like to learn more, don't miss our shows. Because we'll always be here for you, to guide you, to hold your hand, and to even rescue you if you're in that situation. As I mentioned earlier, we have our Marete Global Rescue Foundation. We rescue victims. And when you come to Marete Global Rescue Foundation, we advocate for both men, we advocate for women, we advocate for children, we advocate for migrants, we advocate for any human being who is alive. So, that is when I came up with this idea of the Marete Talkseat, and then from the Marete Talkseat, the Marete Global Rescue Foundation was born, which is an international registered foundation back in Kenya. And already we have cases that are going on. Already we have cases that we have our foundation lawyer that is taking care of that. So if you know someone, if you have a relative, if yourself is going through this, please don't hesitate but reach out. Our Malete Talkseat vision is to create awareness through this show. That's why I'm requesting you to keep inviting people, to keep sharing our posts in all our pages as much as you can, because that's the only way we can create awareness. I personally am tired of the news, breaking news. People are killing each other like left center. People have turned each other like a chicken. You just feel like you want to kill a person and you just eliminate person. No one has right to take life that they don't give. Nothing justifies killing regardless. If a relationship is not working, if a marriage is not working, I'll keep saying it, please respect yourself and walk away. If you come to me personally because of a case of GBV, I'll hold your hand and walk this journey with you to the next level. I would rather support you when you are alive rather than contribute to a funeral. No, I'm not going to do that. But if you come to me, I'm not going to turn you out. No. We are also going to be giving you people the knowledge of GBV, inspirations through this show. We are going to empower you through invited guests. We will be bringing guests here from different countries all over the world. We'll be bringing entrepreneurs. We want every person to be nourished, to be empowered. Because some of us are holding on those marriages because what do I do? How my children goes to school? How do I pay my personal bills? Blah. How do I do 1, 2, 3? When you come here, we'll give you empowerment. We'll give you empowerment. What you can start doing. What you can do. Most of us, we are very talented, but we don't even know that we can sing, that you can start something without capital. We all think about capital. When I started this, my small cleaning company, I never had any money. But I knew I needed something, to do something for me to be able to survive in this country. I had to think outside the box. What can I do? And I started with my small cleaning company. I was the company. I was the capital, me, Killen, company and the capital. I come to you, you give me work, I do for you, you pay me. That's how I started. So far, so good, I can't complain. So you have what it takes within you, but you are limited. You think it's all, before you to start something, you need capital. You need, no. There are some things that you can go out there and do without even needing that capital. You learn more and more and more on this show. All right. On this show, we shall be discussing different categories of GBV. What type of GBV do you know? What type of abuse do you know? Most of the people believe only the abuse is only physical. When someone is hit and damaged, then the attention is very high. But when someone is dying of emotional and other form of abuses that I'll mention as we continue with our live streams in the near future, you come to learn that there are many forms of abuse that you could be going through and you don't know. You don't know. He cannot allow you to have some access to money. You can't even have money. If you want to buy something, including sanitary towels for last women, he has to go to the shopping with you and pay for them. And you start calling him, he's very stingy. He's not stingy, darling. That's an abuse. You're already exposed to financial abuse. You think that he's stingy. My husband is very stingy. My wife is very... No, that is an abuse. What forms of abuse do you know? Stay tuned here because we're gonna learn a lot. Please keep joining the show. Keep sharing. Keep inviting more and more people. Let's learn together.